It was a sketch they said could never happen. Or maybe they said it should never happen, but it's too late to turn back now, as Wandsworth Radio presents the ultimate WSR Universal crossover, HATGIRL and Dobbin versus the lot of you. Dearth of ideas.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin. The arch-criminal known as Pencilhead has escaped from his maximum security satchel after private security firm Duke 5 left it on the number 77 bus.
Gosh, Debbie, the fiendish Pencilhead is on the loose. That means we must once again assume the mantle of HATGIRL and Dobbin to protect the good citizens of Bottom City from a man with a pencil for a head.
But Nigel, what harm can he do? I mean, don't you remember when we last fought Pencilhead, he broke his nib? And he had a sore throat, so he couldn't even do the evil laugh.
I suppose you're right.
And anyway, Dog Park, the new Sunday night serial, is about to start. That Joss Dog Park is bound to get his shirt off. I can't wait.
You never get that excited when I take my shirt off.
Believe you me, no one wants to see that.
It's not my fault I have a birthmark on my chest in the shape of Eddie Large, the slightly funnier one, though that's not saying much, out of 1980s comedy duo Little and Large.
Shh, my programme is starting.
Here, just Dog Park. Where do you think you be going?
Prospecting for treacle, Hellsapop in my love. My great-grandfather Greville Dolbark once owned the largest treacle mine in Europe, until he was cheated out of it by the Legovers. So I must now go forth and restore the Dolbark family fortune.
And how you be going to do that then, my lover?
By fighting any man who tries to stop me, by bedding any woman who comes within half a yard of me, and by patting every little dog that crossed my path. Now, hand me my shirt so I can rip it straight off again. Meanwhile, back in Bottom City...
HATGIRL and Dobbin won't foil me this time. I've spent my time in Bottom City Asylum for the criminally deluded wisely. I have planned to build a pencil sharpener big enough to fit my head in by stealing parts from the machine shop. But it turns out they don't have a machine shop in Bottom City Asylum for the criminally deluded. Just a couple of allotments and a graphic design studio. But then fate intervened when I got a cellmate. The Whittler. The Whittler was a supervillain who could whittle anything, so each night he slowly whittled away on my head. Then, in the day, he could smuggle out the pencil shavings and feed them to the governor's pig. On one of the allotments, little by little, my nib was restored. Then, my second masterstroke, I took up smoking and developed an evil cough.
Meanwhile, at the North Pole, a few yards east of Clint Eastwood, who is filming a video with his jazz bassist son Kyle Eastwood and one of the two drummers from Adam and the Ants, we find a hardy quartet of polar explorers bravely battling the elements.
I have to say, men, I'm getting a bit bored of my sound effects CD. I think it's time to go shopping and pick up some new sounds. I mean, as in, groovy pop music, not sounds as in,
Sounds, Captain Stoat? Like the sounds on your sound effect CD.
Thank you, Crackhorn, thank you.
I hear drum and bass pioneer Goldie has just released his first new album in more than a decade and a half. You can even get it on heavyweight vinyl.
Might be worth, a listen, fancy.
And don't forget Gallic Groove Master DJ Legumes just dropped a little mix album featuring little known little mixes.
Sorry, could you run that past me again, Hufflepuff?
I'd rather not, sir.
So, anyway, Captain Stoat, where are you taking us shopping?
Oh, why, of course, back to old Blighty. Bottom City, to be precise.
Gosh, how did you manage to arrange that?
Oh, by doing a very simple thing. A house swap. Well, actually, a tent swap, in our case, on Air R&B.
Air R&B? What's that when it's at home?
Oh, Air R&B? It's just like Airbnb, except that with each booking you get a free Missy Elliot CD.
Ooh, nice one.
Nice one indeed.
Meanwhile, back in Bottom City...
That was a bit of a letdown. Just Dog Park only took his shirt off 5 times and he didn't pat a dog once.
Well, it's not all bad news. I booked us a little holiday.
A holiday? Wow, where are we going? Somewhere nice and hot, I hope. I can wear my new bikini. It's designed by Perry from Little Mix.
Little Mix? Haven't they just released a new album?
Yes, it's a Little Mix album featuring little-known Little Mix mixes mega mixed by DJ Lejeune.
Sorry, Hat Girl, I didn't quite catch that.
It's because you've got the stupid pantomime horse's head on. Cloth ears.
No, they're not. They're woven from genuine horsehair.
Whatevs. So which sunspot are we headed to?
The North Pole.
Is that the name of the super club at the resort? Maybe we'll have DJ Lejeune on the decks.
No, we're going to the North Pole. I've done a house swap, well, stately manor swap in our case, on Air R&B.
Air R&B? Never heard of it.
Well, Air R&B is just like Airbnb, except that the travel reps wear excessive amounts of chunky gold jewellery and trousers with no visible means of support.
Sick.
Yes, I believe they say that too.
Now I'm going to be sick. I just caught a flash of her edgy, large birthmark.
Sometime later at the North Pole. That is the actual North Pole, not the super club in Magaluf where DJ Legume is the resident tune spinner.
Here I am, in my new secret hideout at the North Pole, where I can plan my pencil-related crimes in peace. No hero in a horse's head or hat or anything can fool my dastardly deeds. What could possibly go wrong? Evil cough.
Meanwhile, a short distance away...
It's freezing.
It's the North Pole. What do you expect? And why didn't you swap your Perry Edwards bikini for a parka designed by Jamie from Calabro, like I told you?
Duh! It's a thing called fashion. Us women have to suffer for it.
Unfortunately, not in silence.
I'd stick my tongue out at you, but I'm worried it might get frozen.
Ah, this must be our tent.
A tent? You swapped stately Shane Manor for a tent?
It's only for a week.
Wait! Look over there. There's a much nicer tent.
What, you mean the black one with the pencil-shaped logo, the helipad, and the icy shark-filled moat?
Yes, that one. Why don't we stay there instead?
Hello? Anybody home?
No reply. Let's just go in.
No, perhaps the owner is in the smallest room in the tent. I don't want to startle them. I'll utter my sonic whinny as a warning.
Ah, the smallest room in my secret lair. Perfect for doing the Daily Mail crossword. It doesn't even matter that I forgot the toilet paper. I'll just use the editorials.
Nay!
What's that infernal noise? Must be something wrong with my plumbing. I mean, the plumbing.
Nay!
Wait about. I know that noise anywhere. That's not a faulty pipe or anything. That's a sonic whinny.
Hello?
Anybody home?
HATGIRL and Dobbin as I live and breathe.
Pencilhead.
Oh, that's foul.
Sorry, you took me by surprise. I didn't have time to do a bit of a spread.
No, I caught a glimpse of your Daily Mail opinion piece over your shoulder.
Well, I don't know how you tracked me down to my frozen lair, but you won't live to reveal my secret.
Do you need a lozenge?
No, it's my evil cough.
Evil cough?
Yes, instead of an evil laugh.
Well, it's original, I suppose.
Not only original, but practical too. You see, I have trained 2 polar bears to respond to my every rasp, wheeze and croak.
Look, a pair of polar bears. So cute.
Cute? No, they're not cute. Cannon and ball here will rip you to shreds as soon as I cough the command.
Cripes, HATGIRL, we're trapped.
Tune in later for part 2 of Mark's incredible, fantastic superhero challenge to the ears.
When last we left HATGIRL and Dobbin, they were imprisoned by the evil Pencilhead. Who knows what evil he will reap on them now as we rejoin HATGIRL and Dobbin.
Now I have you in my mercy. I've been a bit quiet for some reason now. Now I have you in my mercy. Using my pencil-shaped head and nothing else, I can poke you in the eye and even snag your bikini.
I'm not wearing a bikini.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to HATGIRL, stupid, honestly.
You'll never get away with this.
Really? No one is going to bother coming looking for you, Bottom City Council. You know what? We'll be pleased to get rid of you. Since you took up crime fighting, you practically bankrupted them. Roads ruined by ridiculous car chases, hours of police time wasted in numerous renewable insurance payouts to innocent bystanders.
What about our landlord, light entertainer turned EastEnders actor Shane Ritchie? He's bound to come looking for us.
Yeah, we owe 3 months' rent.
You say he owes you 3 months' rent? Well, not only you know anymore, not anymore you don't, because I paid the money into my Swiss bank account, the secret one he set up for the royalties from the Daz adverts.
Then it's all over. Well, HATGIRL, it's been fun working with you.
I wish I could say the same, Dobbin. Although I have got to wear some great hats. It's just a shame they've all been on radio where no one can see them.
Can I just have one last request, Pencilhead?
I suppose so. I mean, I should just set the killer bears on you now and be done with it, but it's hardly as if he'd be delaying your demise for a short while, yeah? Because somehow you're going to effect a miraculous escape? I don't think so. So go ahead. What is your latest request, then?
I just want to utter my sonic whinny one final, last time. Nay! Nay!
That's enough. I've got evil to pass. Stop it. But I need to catch up on last week's episode of Dole Park. I must see it.
It's a good one.
Yeah?
It's better than last week's. Yeah, Joss got his shirt off
no
11
spoilers.
times, and that's just the opening credits.
11. I can't wait. But wait. Cannon. Ball. Kill.
Not so fast or quickly, Pencilhead.
Captain Stewart, my next-door neighbour and the world's worst polar explorer.
Oh no, Mr. Ed, you see, that was just a front. Captain Stewart here is a superhero. In fact, he's the greatest superhero in the entire WSR universe.
You mean?
Yes, I am Captain Wandsworth.
Captain Wandsworth? But you're my hero. You inspired me to take up crime fighting. But however did you find us?
We were nearly at the airfield for our flight to Bottom City when my loyal huskies heard your sonic whinny and performed a U-turn at supersonic speed. You see, I secretly trained them to respond to rubbish horse impressions in readiness for the day when they might need to come to the rescue of a very special boy.
You think I'm special, Captain Wandsworth?
I've been saying that for years.
I have something to show you, Nigel.
Nigel? Then you know my real identity. But how?
All will become clear when I show you this.
A birthmark in the shape of Sid Little, the less funny half, and that's Some Feet, from 1980s comedy duo Little and Large.
It's not a birthmark, Nigel.
No, but it's a good name for a band.
Yes, many years ago, on Man Stag Weekend in Tooting, we all got tattoos of famous comedy double acts on our chests. Man was up there first and called shotgun on Lauren Hardy. And by the time it was my turn, all the funniest duos in history had gone. Morecambe and Wise, Cannon and Ball, Johnson and Gove had been taken, and Muggins here was left to scrape the comedy barrel, which is why I found myself emblazoned with Sid and Eddie. It could have been worse. At least it had it done before the fat one got that curly perm. After that, things got a little bit hazy. But a long story short, the barmaid from the Tooting Progressive Club ended up in the family way.
But 9 months before she moved to Bottom City to have me, my mother was a barmaid in the Tooting Progressive Club. So you mean...
Yes, Nigel. Anti-Doing Battalion is your father. But since he's in a different time slot on Wandsworth Radio universe, that would leave us with a bit of a gaping plot hole and a potential court proceeding. So, for legal argument's sake, let's just pretend that I'm your daddy, all right?
Of course it's all right. Even being the imaginary son of Captain Wandsworth is more than any boy could wish for. But how did I come to have half your tattoo on my chest?
Well, you may have assumed that your mother lost her job at the Tooting Progressive Club because she was up the duff out of wedlock, but the truth is she was just a lousy barmaid. She kept spilling the drinks everywhere. One day she spilled a hot, scalding, hot leek potato cup of soup all over you. It was very hot.
That explains my lifelong hatred of leeks, potatoes, cup soups and clumsy barmaids.
So you needed a skin graft, so I offered to be a donor.
Out of love for me and my mother?
Well, no, I thought it was just I had a tattoo of little without large. People might think it was ironic rather than just plain sad.
Captain Wandsworth, what you've told me is a fabulous if somewhat far-fetched denouement. But Pencilhead's polar bears still look a bit peckish to me.
You don't need me to defeat them. You can do it by yourself.
But how?
Use the horse, Nigel.
Nay, nay.
What the trusty polar henchbears, Cannonball, are backing out of the room with fear in their eyes. Then Dobbin the Wonder pantomime horse really does have superpowers?
Yeah, it's either that or the mail articles and Brexit I just showed him.
It's a fair cop. I'll turn myself in. I'll have to ask to be put... Actually, yeah, I'll be asked to be put in Wandsworth prison, not that bottom city asylum for the criminally deluded. From what I've heard in the Daily Mail, it's a great laugh in the neck. I'll have my own cell with a 56-inch HD telly and a subscription to Netflix paid for by the hard-working taxpayer. And little Mix will be bringing me the breakfast in bed, dressed in their little bikinis, the ones designed by Perry. Can't wait. Who says crime doesn't pay?
Well, that wraps things up nicely.
What about me? Who's my secret pretend father? Can't I have one?
I don't think that will be possible, Debbie.
What? One improbable plot twist too many?
No, but Elliot's used up all his voices in this epic, not to say disjointed and rambling sketch.
It's true. I haven't got any. Apart from one.
You mean?
It's nice to see you. Nice to see you, love. Well, here we are at the North Pole. Now, Debbie, my love, you probably think that Dobbin the Boy Wonder, Pantomime Horse, would turn out to be your long-lost twin. But you get nothing for a pair, not in this game.
What game?
The generation game. The next generation game. Laughs evil. Oh, sorry, I'm not read that. Laughs evil. I do an evil laugh. Do I laugh? Hang on a minute. Is that all right, love?
Sadly, that concludes the awesome adventures of HATGIRL and Dobbin here on Wandsworth Radio. But who knows? Maybe one day they will return at a different hat time on a different hat channel. Na 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 HATGIRL!
And Dobbin the Boy Wonder pantomime horse.